Hello and welcome to another segment of 4RMP. Today we're going to make two simple meals made from leftovers. The first meal is going to be king ranch chicken, and the second meal is going to be broccoli cheese and chicken casserole. Now we're going to start with the king ranch chicken. This is just chicken that I used during last week's Easter when I made my dressing. So this is just chicken I'm going to take, and I'm just going to shred the chicken in a bowl. And it is already seasoned because I used the broth from the chicken for my dressing last weekend. So I'm just going to take and shred my chicken and put it in the bowl as is. After that, we're going to add 1 can of Rotel tomatoes. We're going to add 1 can of cream of chicken soup. And all that's going to be mixed up together. And like I said, it is a casserole, so everything is going to be mixed up and put into one dish and baked, and you're done. So that's 1 can of cream of chicken, 1 can of cream of mushroom. We're going to add all that into the bowl with the shredded chicken. Once we've gotten that in, I've already grated some onion. I'm going to put onion in there as well. Now, if you're like my household, we're going to use a few grated, shredded, chopped up with the juice jalapeno peppers. Dip that in there as well, and we're just going to mix all that together. Get it all stirred in. Now, if you have chicken broth, you can use your chicken broth. I like to just put maybe a half a cup of water in here to give it a little bit more consistency. So I'm just going to put a half a cup of just tap water into my bowl, mix it. Because you're going to layer your king ranch chicken. So I'm going to use a different container when I bake my king ranch chicken than I do when I do my broccoli cheese and chicken casserole. Now we have all that mixed up. I'm going to take my salt and pepper and put a little, I'm not going to say a pinch, a little salt and a little black pepper. Once again, we're going to mix that around. All right, once we have that mixed up, as I said, this is a leftover meal. We have some chips left over from Papa Cedars. So we're going to take our casserole dish, and I'm just going to lightly butter the bottom of my casserole dish so that my chips at the bottom will not stick. I'm just going to take my hand and just butter the bottom of my casserole dish. Just like that, not a lot. And this is melted butter that I keep on the stove that I told you about during our first video. So I'm going to put that back when we're finished with that. Then I'm going to take some of my chips. And they're just regular tortilla chips. Like I say, they are left over from Wednesday. And we're going to take our chips and we're just going to smash our chips, as you can see, in the bottom of our casserole dish. Just put them in there, as many as you like. And just smash them down just like that. And you're done with that. I'm going to take some of my mixture and add my mixture right on top of my tortilla chips. Just spread it along just like that. And I'm going to take it and kind of just smooth it out. Like I said, this is a layered dish. So I'm going to move it around, spread it around on all my chips. Then I'm going to take some cheese. I'm going to take cheese and just spread it around, spread it around. That's one layer that we've already completed. Now it's time for our second layer. We're going to take some more of our shredded chips and just take them in here and put them in here, just like that. We're going to take that second layer as well, and we're just going to mash them down. Now, if you like them whole, you can leave them whole. If you like them little, it depends on your family. We're going to take another scoop of our mixture of chicken and soup and jalapenos and just put it there. Now, I'm going to make this my last layer, and then I will top it with lots of cheese, and we are done with this dish. Put it on there. I'm going to smooth it around just like that. And you know what my last option is going to be? Cheese. More and more cheese. Let's use this cheese. Cheese. Now, usually when it comes out the oven, I add tortilla chips in, but I'm going to add some today. All you're doing is melting the cheese. Everything is already cooked. Everything is already done. And there you go. There's your King Ranch chicken. I'm going to take a few more of my tortilla chips and just mash around for decoration, really. And that will go into a 350-degree oven for about 30-35 minutes, just enough to melt your cheese. And there you have it, King Ranch chicken. Now, our next item we're going to cook is going to be just as simple. Our next item is going to be broccoli, chicken, and cheese casserole. You use some of the same ingredients, just you're going to add broccoli and I'm going to add some rice to it. So, I need some of my special seasoning. Now, I'm going to take the same ingredients that we used earlier, which is a can of cream of mushroom soup. I'm going to put it into my bowl. I'm going to take a can of cream of chicken soup, put it in my bowl. And I like to get all the cream of chicken and mushroom out of the can. Now I'm going to mix it around. Now I'm still going to add about, on this right here, I'm going to add about a half a cup of warm water as well, because I left a little of my water in my rice as it cooked this morning. So I'm just going to put that in there as well. I'm going to take my whisk and whisk it around. I'm just going to whisk that around just like that and get it all mixed up. And there you have it. Then I'm going to take some of my favorite seasoning and add some of my favorite seasoning to this. I'm going to whisk that around as well. Now, you can use fresh broccoli, you can use frozen broccoli, whatever you prefer. I just take frozen broccoli. I do not thaw it. I do not cook it because I want some of the water from the broccoli to help when it starts to cooking to keep the casserole moist. So I'm just going to put pieces. I just took a whole pack. I think it was like a 12-ounce package of broccoli florets and just put it in there. Now I'm just going to stir it around just like this. And it starts to smell so good. Now, I'm going to add a little of my cheese in my mixture for my broccoli, rice, and cheese casserole. There's my cheese, and I'm going to add the rest is going to be shredded chicken. So this is the same chicken, and usually when you freeze it and you get it out of the freezer after you froze it, it shreds really well. So as I see it, you can see it already has the seasoning on the chicken. So I'm not adding that much because I don't want it to be too salty. So I'm going to shred the chicken. If you boil it the same day, you may want to cut the chicken into smaller pieces. Some people don't even like chicken in it. So I'm just going to shred my chicken just like that. And I still have a couple of pieces of chicken left. So I'm just going to take that and stir it around just like that. Now I'm going to go to the stove and get my rice. We had rice this morning for breakfast, so guess what? It is leftover rice. I'm going to take my rice as well, and I'm going to take some of my rice and just add it to my mixture. Just put it in there, just like that. And I'm going to stir this, and then I'll see how the consistency is, and then I may add a little bit more rice. So I'm going to take this and just stir it up. Move it around. Now, if you see that it's a little thick, you may want to add a little bit more water. You can also use chicken broth. So if you like the taste of chicken broth, you have some in your pantry. You don't have to. Also, when you boil your chicken, guess what? You're making your own chicken broth. So my chicken was already boiled. I already used the broth for something else. So I'm just going to add some water to it and go from there. So you can see that. I'm going to add a little bit more of my black pepper into this. I like the coarse black pepper because I like to see the pepper in there. I'm going to take it and wash my hands off. Dry my hands. I'm going to mix it up just a little more to get my pepper in all around. Now I'm going to do the same as I did with my King Ranch chicken. I'm going to take a little of my butter and just, like I said, this butter is already kept soft daily. So I'm going to take my butter and just spread it around my pan. Just put it all right here. And there you go. Now, there will not be any jalapenos or anything in this dish. Now, you can use brown rice if you're trying to stay healthy, but this is just plain old white rice that I use. So I have that in there. I'm going to take my casserole. As you can see, my big pieces of broccoli, and I'm just going to pour it into my casserole dish. Make sure I get it all out. Put this away. I'm going to spread it out here. Now, as you can see, this is a little thick, and the reason I like it like that because I left my broccoli frozen. So guess what? The water's going to frozen broccoli going to play a part as well. And your cream of mushroom and cream of chicken soup also is going to condense down and make it a little bit more liquid. Now, if you like, you can pour a little water around the edges, and I probably would do that. Or a little of your chicken broth, and just take it and go around the edges, and I'll show you how to do that. So just smooth that out, just like that right there. And we're done with that. We're done with our butter. And I'm just going to take my measuring cup and just get a little water, very little, maybe 1/4 of a cup. And I'm just going to take it and go around the edges, just around the edges. So I want this to be thick when it comes out. And that's all I'm going to do. And the last ingredient, you know what that is. Cheese, cheese, cheese. Before I add my cheese, I'm just going to take my spatula here and move my sides of my casserole in because I want my water to run down through there. So just do it like that. Nice and easy. Then I'm going to take my cheese and make it the cheesiest. We love cheese. So this is just plain old shredded cheese. I buy it in the big bag from Sam's because we put cheese just about on everything. And put cheese all the way around. And there you go. That is your broccoli, chicken, and cheese casserole. This is your King Ranch chicken. Now, at the end of the King Ranch chicken, we like spicy. I'm going to add a few jalapenos on half. So usually at the end, when it's time to cut it, I'll get the half with the jalapenos, and Dad will too. And there you go. We're going to put it in a 350-degree oven for about 35-40 minutes, depending on how your oven is. Gas ovens cook a lot quicker. We're going to cook it, let the cheese melt, and then you have 2 dinners. They are from leftovers. They'll be ready. You may want to get some garlic bread if you want another vegetable. If not, you have everything in one container. Thank you. Let me know when you cook this. Send me a message on Facebook, on YouTube, and let me know how it turns out. Have a great day. Also, like or subscribe to our YouTube channel, 4RMP Meal Prep. We hope to see you there. Bye-bye.